Welcome to True Grit, where we uncover timeless teachings to lead a better life. Today we're exploring the life and philosophy of Zeno of Citium, the founder of Stoicism. Who was he? What inspired his Stoic philosophy? And why does his wisdom still resonate today? Stay tuned as we dive into the life of this remarkable thinker and learn about his transformative legacy. Imagine this. It's the 4th century BCE. A young merchant named Zeno is sailing through the azure waters of the Mediterranean. His home, Citium, a bustling port city on the southern coast of Cyprus, is a melting pot of cultures and trade. Zeno, with his neatly trimmed beard and sharp eyes, embodies the energy of a young man chasing dreams of riches and success. His ship, laden with Phoenician purple dye and fine Cypriot pottery, bobs gently on the azure waves as the salty breeze fills the sails. But as fate would have it, the Mediterranean isn't always kind. One fateful night, a ferocious storm descends. Waves as tall as mountains crash against the ship. Zeno clings to the deck as chaos unfolds around him. And then, disaster strikes. The ship splinters. Zeno barely survives, clutching a plank as the sea swallows his wealth and dreams. When the storm subsides, Zeno finds himself washed ashore in Athens. His cargo and wealth are gone, swallowed by the sea. All that's left is his bruised body, drenched clothes, and a nagging sense that the gods might have other plans for him. Athens in the 4th century BCE isn't just a city. It's the beating heart of philosophy and culture. Imagine walking its streets, marble statues of gods, vendors selling olives and pottery, and groups of philosophers debating under shady porches. Seeking solace from his misfortune, Zeno stumbles into a small bookstore. The smell of aged papyrus fills the air as he browses through scrolls. One book catches his eye, Memorabilia by Xenophon, chronicling the life and wisdom of Socrates. Zeno is hooked. The wisdom of Socrates ignites a spark in him. He turns to the bookseller and asks, "Where can I find men like this Socrates?" The bookseller points to a cynic philosopher named Crates of Thebes, who just happens to be passing by. Zeno hesitates. Crates doesn't look like the noble figure he imagined. But curiosity wins. Crates is not the kind of teacher who sugarcoats things. On Zeno's first day, he tells him to toss a pot of lentil soup into the street, just to embarrass himself and detach from pride. Zeno, mortified, tries to comply, but quickly learns that cynicism isn't just a philosophy, it's a lifestyle. Crates teaches him the value of simplicity, self-control, and the freedom that comes from living without attachments. But Zeno isn't satisfied with just one school of thought. He studies logic and reasoning with Stilpo, ethics with Xenocrates, and even delves into the grandeur of Plato's ideal forms. Over time, he starts piecing together his own ideas, a philosophy that emphasizes living in harmony with nature and mastering the things within one's control while letting go of what isn't. In 301 BCE, Zeno begins teaching at the Stoa Poikile, painted porch, in the Agora of Athens, a public space open to all. Zeno's choice of location is symbolic, or the Stoa Poikile isn't tucked away in some private enclave. It's a public space, accessible to all. He gathers a motley crowd, students, merchants, soldiers, and even skeptics curious to hear his teachings. His teachings are practical and down to earth. Zeno speaks of mastering what's within our control and letting go of what isn't. He preaches the importance of wisdom, courage, justice, and self-control, the 4 cardinal virtues of Stoicism. "Imagine life as a banquet," he says one day, addressing a crowd gathered in the painted porch. "Take what is offered, but don't cling to it. If the host calls you to leave, go without a fuss. His followers, called Zenonians at first, are captivated. Over time, they become known as Stoics, named after the Stoa where Zeno teaches. Zeno's philosophy, Stoicism, doesn't just stay in Athens. It spreads far and wide, influencing Roman emperors like Marcus Aurelius, Renaissance thinkers, and even modern self-help enthusiasts. Over 2 millennia later, his teachings still inspire resilience, wisdom, and peace of mind. Zeno lived what he preached. Even his death, around 262 BCE, is marked by stoic calm. Legend has it that after tripping and falling one day, he remarks, "I am coming. Why do you call me?" A fittingly stoic response to what others might call an unfortunate accident. The Athenians admired him so much that they gave him a public burial and inscribed a tribute honoring his wisdom and virtue. While Zeno's original writings like The Republic and On Human Nature are lost, his ideas live on through later Stoics like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus. Their works have preserved Zeno's vision and made Stoicism one of the most enduring schools of philosophy. And that's the story of Zeno of Citium, the man who turned disaster into discovery, who rebuilt his life not on wealth, but on wisdom. From the wreckage of a storm-tossed ship to the serene teachings of the painted porch, Zeno showed the world that the true treasure lies not in what we own, but in how we live. His philosophy, born of simplicity and resilience, remains as relevant today as it was over 2 millennia ago. So, the next time life throws you a metaphorical shipwreck, just remember Zeno, and maybe, like him, you'll find your own painted porch waiting.